What's up, team? How'd everybody do today? You guys have a good day today? It's a wild day out there. Hold on. I gotta cap this thing a little bit over here. This is a little what do you call it? A little like household hack for the light. You put a pillowcase over the light so it doesn't like completely bust my eyes out the entire time during the stream at night, which I forgot to do before I came on, and I was very curious as to why it felt so bright over here. But hopefully you guys are having a good evening over here. Who we got in here? How you guys doing? Let's see. Oh, Sam Lee, I did just see your DM of 36% in the green. That's kind of fucking wild, buddy. All right, guys. Again, so this is a public stream over here. We are doing these every single night. We have a lot of stuff to cover tonight. So make sure you guys hit that like button on the way in. We're going to get you guys prepared for everything that you guys need to know going into tomorrow, what happened today, and exactly what you need to look out for. Because there's a couple of things that are moving around that you guys have to understand. Nobody's talking about it. But we will, because we know exactly what the fuck we're doing. But let's see here. Tabasco Dave, what's up, man? Don, how you doing? Plop, plippity plop. What's up, man? How you doing? Natty, I know has been killing it. Thanks, bro. Worked it today. Pumped for late night fix. Dude, killed it today. Absolutely killed it, people. This late night stream is cutting into me learning about how to use my registered business, paid for with 1348, ability to write off my home office and car. Yeah, see, I can't help you out with that. I have to call people to do that as well. So, all right, let's get some charts up here, kind of go over what we saw today. There is somebody lurking in the markets, though, that you guys may not know exactly who they are, and her name is Tina. You might be asking yourself, who the fuck is Tina? Why is Tina coming into the market right now? We're going to go over that a little bit as well. Tina is probably the most important market character that you guys have no idea exactly what she is. We talked about it a little bit on Twitter today, and a little bit in the live stream before Powell actually came on, but Tina is going to be incredibly important. But looking at SPY very quickly on the daily time frame here, I actually just kind of want to pull up our trading view charts because these are just better. So looking at this right here, what we've seen is we've seen this gap get filled. So this gap from the 14th through the 15th on the SPY has now been filled. Now, Gabe and I were actually talking about this after I was kind of looking at this gap over here. It did get filled. So we could end up in for a little bit of a bounce tomorrow. But again, what you have to think about is who is buying this dip right now and why. If you look at this chart right here, it's screaming, adios, motherfucker, I'm going down. So looking at this as a whole right now, key levels here, you're going to have that, where is this, 371 down here? That's going to be a very, very key level that we need to look out for. Previous support. Now, we have had a couple of touches down in this level too on the daily. Throwing this on the 4-hour a little bit here too. Again, that 371 level is going to be important. And that could be where we get a little bit of a relief bounce, maybe come up to another rim, touching this 13 EMA on the 4-hour before we end up heading back to the downside. But after the rate hike today, which was 75 basis points, I know a lot of you guys were expecting the 75 basis point hike. There is no alternative. Exactly. That's who Tina is. Treasury bonds? Yeah, yes, essentially. There's something very interesting going on with Treasury bonds that we have to take a look out for. Account of 8.48% today, 1348 prints. Yeah, if you guys didn't know by now, like, come on, you guys see it all the time. It's people are killing it, man. SPY at 250 by the end of the year. That's a bit aggressive. I would say 330, I would say, is the next low that we could hit. But let's take a look out here. So this is for the November meeting. So right now they're pricing in a 27% probability after today of a 50 basis point hike and a 72.8% chance of about a 75 basis point hike. That's what we're looking at right here. You just tried to zoom in on the chart. Okay, so but that's what we're looking for going into November. Again, that's also going to be right around midterms too, so that's going to be interesting. Personally, if we're thinking about 322, okay, well, that's a bit exact, man. Also, I see a lot of you guys are over here just slacking on the like button. I don't know what that's all about. Come on, guys, what are you doing? You clicked the button. Come on. All right, back to work over here. We also have this GDP situation where as the Fed continues to raise rates, it's going to hurt growth. There's going to be more layoffs. It doesn't incentivize lending in the same form that it did previously. Higher rates tightens the lending standards. You're not going to be able to qualify for the same amount of loans that you were previously. So growth in general is going to start to come down. We're seeing that in these GDP projections as well. But what I want to go through right now is what we didn't necessarily get to talk about today publicly with everybody is Putin. Now, we were talking about this last night in the stream. Now, there's a couple of things that have happened in this Putin address that I think is very interesting. First thing, the thing that everybody knows, they're mobilizing about 300,000 of their reserves. This isn't a full onslaught of like declaration of war yet, but what you're most likely going to see is an escalation in terms of like the talks around nuclear weapons. YouTube, don't ban me. I'm literally just talking about Putin. Relax. So you're probably going to see the talk surrounding nuclear weapons start to pick back up over the next few weeks due to this. A couple of other things that you could watch based on this. We were talking about this yesterday. I know I queued a lot of you guys in onto Lockheed this morning. I know, well, at least one of you guys got a nasty fill on it on some far out contract, and we're up multi hundreds of percent. You guys were telling me that on the private stream this morning. That was a filthy one, but this is something that we have to keep a lookout for because as of right now, they have not shown any signs of slowing down in terms of this conflict. No signs of really slowing this thing down. So wait, what are we saying over here? 1348 people ate today? Oh, shining dude. We always do. Like that's the thing. It's like this that's the best place to learn how to trade. But we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. I do have a little bit of a special announcement for all of you guys too with some pretty cool data that we can share with you guys. That's pretty cool as well. I miss you. Dude, I miss you too. I'm live every day. Where are you at? 8% on the port today. Dude, you guys are crushing it, man. Fuck yeah. All right. So we got to keep an eye on this Russia situation. And as we get into these colder months, I can already feel it around here. It's starting to get colder. Again, fall months probably won't be as bad. In some parts of the world, it will be. Starting to get colder. Cost of energy is going to go up. Now, I want to talk about Tina because Tina is probably one of the most important things that is a giant shift in my lifetime. I know some of you guys over here are boomers. You guys are elderly, but we do have to talk about Tina. So the concept of Tina, we'll go through this in a second, but Tina stands for there is no alternative. Now, when you think about the trade-off between stocks and bonds, if you guys have ever heard of somebody just like talk about like a balanced portfolio, a 60-40 portfolio, that's usually equity, 60% stocks, 40% bonds. Why? Because bonds were yielding a high amount previously. Back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, these treasury bonds were yielding a pretty high amount where it made sense to invest in them. Now, after about like 2000 to 2008, you saw these treasury yields as we got into this basically QE, quantitative easing period, an inflationary period, where these bonds were no longer offering an attractive yield to investors. So it didn't make sense to put money in them. It made more sense to go into the equity market, meaning that there was no alternative or no good alternative to just throwing your money in the stock market and taking the risk. Because if you could lock in a 1% rate, well, fuck that. You could get 10 to 27 if you just put it in the market with a little bit more risk. Oh, we got antics over here too. What's up, buddy? Okay, so going through here on Tina. TINA is an acronym for there is no alternative. It is often used by investors to justify a lackluster performance by stocks on the grounds that other asset classes offer even worse returns. The acceptance of TINA can lead to the TINA effect, a phenomenon in which stocks rise only because investors see no viable alternative place to put their money. In particular, during times when bonds are performing poorly, stocks appear to be the only choice. Now, what happens when that flips? Remember how we like to talk about the relationship between yields in the bond market, in the stock market, as being able to read sometimes. It's been a little bit broken recently, but as you can read it as the flow of money. When bond yields start to go up, bond prices go down. So you can read that as, okay, you're starting to see people sell bonds and it could potentially be coming back into the equity market. When you see it happen in tandem, flight to cash. But what do we know for sure? Rates are going up right now, and they're going to continue to go up until we get this inflation problem under control. What does that mean? Well, when we take a look a little bit further, so this is another one right here. Equity markets have been powered higher by the TINA effect as yields have been unattractively low for years. Nominal and real yields mean so nominal is essentially the quoted yield that you're seeing, and the real yield is going to be adjusted for inflation. They have risen to potentially attractive levels due to the remarkable surge in inflation. The top priority for the Federal Reserve is to do what it takes to get inflation under control, even if it means paying for the economy, which was reiterated by Powell today. Okay. So he essentially came out and said today, if you guys were watching with us over there, that there really is they're going to do everything that they can to get inflation under control. Now, the Fed has dual mandate, price stability, and a strong labor market. Now, going off of the statements that the Fed has put out to us, it really seems like they're switching to a single mandate, get inflation under control. Tina is a slang word for meth? No. Is it? That's kind of interesting. But Tina is interesting. Tina is probably one of the most important concepts that we have to understand here, people. So pain for the economy will mean pain for equities as earnings are set to decline. That's another thing we can talk about in these streams as we get closer to earnings season. You could see a lot of like swans, just swan dives in the overall market here. Disinflation and recession will put the Tina effect in reverse, favoring bonds over equities. Now look at these charts here. You look at this 3-month Treasury yield over the last year. Okay, so September 24th, 2021, it was 0.03. Now what is it? 3.26. Holy fuck! Have you seen these yields rip? 3-month Treasury yields skyrocketing. 2-year Treasury yields. The 2-year Treasury rate is 4.02% compared to 3.96 the previous market day and 0.22% last year. Do you see how this creates an alternative? A year ago, it was at 0.22%. Now it's 4. It's guaranteed. It's locked in. It's supposedly risk-free unless the United States decides to default on everything. What is the 10-year? Well, looking at this on the 10-year on the year, well, you go back here. What was it? 1.53. What's it now? 3.54. Can we say HKD? Can we say fucking rug pull coming? Pepe, thanks for the super, buddy. Here's my mandatory super chat. Please don't ban me, guys. You don't have to send in supers if you don't want to. We're trying to get. I mean, Pepe, thank you. I appreciate that, buddy. But I want to make sure that you guys have everything that you need going into the market day tomorrow. If you guys have any questions on anything, let me know. I'm always going to have stuff that we need to go over every single day. But again, these are going to be for you to make sure that you guys are all prepared. But what this causes here is I want you guys to think about the last 20, 30 years in the market, mainly the last 20. Bonds, not attractive. Now there's a lot more money floating out there that have been put into the equity market. Now there's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. Okay. So there's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines, and you have the choice between locking in a rate or waiting till yields go up even more to get a higher, almost guaranteed yield. Then why would you throw your money into the equity market that we know is going to be volatile? That's a question that all big money managers are going to ask themselves right now if they're paying attention. What's your price target for SPY at close on Friday? That doesn't matter. I'll trade the chart in front of me. I'll just use my key price levels. The other thing we got to talk about is levels. We talked about this yesterday in the stream, how important these price levels are. And we saw it play out today. If you were on the stream with us, I mean, Gabe's blue pill levels, those support levels are ridiculously powerful. Again, our trading system is 1348 as a base for everything else that we're teaching you guys. But Tina, I think that's something you guys all need to keep in mind, that there's an alternative out there now that there hasn't been previously. Who the flippity flappity fuck would want to put their money in a 10-year Treasury yield a year ago, yielding 1.5% when the market supposedly was going to continue ripping? Nobody's doing that. Now they can, because it makes more sense to do so. They're yield hungry investors right now. They're hunting for yield in a market that's probably not going to give it to them. Why no more day streaming? I day stream every single day. Every day. I'm on from 8:45 to 10:30 with our group. And we are locked and loaded, laser focused on making sure that everybody has everything they need to know with price action, key levels, different stocks moving up and down, trading, getting everybody really what we're all here to do, make money in this market every single day. Let's see. That's what the loan is for. But yeah, so TINA is going to be a pretty interesting concept over here. The other thing I kind of want to take a look at here is the economic projections of the Federal Reserve Board members and the Federal Reserve Bank presidents and their individual assumptions of projected appropriate monetary policy. So looking at this right here, you can look at all this nonsense over here. This is the one that I'm really focused on here and what I was looking for today. This right here was the federal funds rate projection that they put out in June for what it was going to be around the end of the year 2022, which can actually take you into March. The projection in June was 3.4%. Now it's 4.4. That's a big difference. Big difference. So what does this show us? Well, it shows us that the Fed is behind the curve in what they're trying to do here. But again, remember, there's those two risks the Fed runs: backing off too soon, hiking rates too much. If they back off too soon, inflation runs out of control and they have to basically go back to the same thing that they were doing, trying to figure out this situation of how to get inflation back down. You'll have supply chain issues, things will be more expensive. And again, with the overall economy that we're in right now, people are still going to be getting laid off from their job. Disposable income is going to go down. That's a problem. The other problem here is that they hike too much. Bond yields, again, TINA goes way out of control. Everybody flies into bonds, but it's not enough to actually push down these yields. Okay, so inflation comes down, rates go up, home prices continue to just start. Well, home prices are starting to come down. It's not all that crazy right now, but it easily could be very soon. And you also you go into a disinflationary environment or a deflationary environment where that's an equal risk to not slowing down rates to rate increases too soon. You consider this backing off? I don't. I consider this a neutral policy where you actually you actually won't get. So you're going to get the shit effects. Everything that the Fed is looking at right now is completely delayed and nonsense. It's just all delayed. You're going to see this thing start to play out. The problem is I want to, let me see if I can pull this up over here so this makes more sense for you guys. Inflation right now has kind of done this. It's an S curve. So if you think of over the last 2 years, it's a little bit of an S curve. You've seen it slow. You saw the Fed start to print money. It comes up and it starts to peak. The Fed goes, oh shit. And then it starts to even out. It'll look better if I do it this way for you guys. So an S curve like this. So it just goes like this. This looks better. Hold on. Boop, boop. S curve. Problem is that it can come down this way too. So if you start getting this really aggressive downward pressure on inflation, that's an issue as well. You want it to be slow. That's what this whole concept of a soft landing is. They don't want it to go like this. Nosedive. If it nosedives, they're fucked. Because then what happens is when you go into a situation very similar to what we were in 2020, where emergency rate cuts, potential. I mean, I don't think they would ever go back to QE this quick. But then the market just goes like this. Bing, 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 bing. And it flies all over the place. Bunch of nonsense. That's not really what we want to see. Damn, Trader Joe up 22%. Dude, our algos are unmatched. All right, give me 2 seconds. I got to run and turn the air conditioning on. This is going to take me a minute. Everybody, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream. There's 157 of you guys in here right now. Dude, by the time I get back, there's 100 likes on here. Maybe I'll show you guys some ankles. I'll be right back. And slackers. All right, so here is the data that I would like to present to all of you guys because I think this is pretty interesting and a lot of you guys would find this pretty cool. So If you guys didn't know, so Invictus and Pythagoras are predictive algorithms. Pythagoras trades on the daily time frame, and Pythagoras is a more of a bot. It's an alerting system that alerts on the 5 minute. Now we've been tweaking some of these. We've been testing them, making sure that we can provide updates to you guys to make them even better. Now I was recently sent some data by Andy that I thought was absolutely phenomenal. So what happened today was with the new updates that went through, there were 62 Invictus alerts today. 62. 46 of them were successful. That is a 74.2% win rate in terms of projecting things in the market that are about to happen before they do. That is filthy. And Trader Joe, I think that number just came in too. What'd you guys say he's up? 22% on just shares? Woo! Almost 23, 22.77%. Damn. Bond sellers rotating into cash than commodities. Not so fast. They could come back into bonds. You could end up going into commodities. I would say where they're going to go, especially with right now, would be uranium. With the nuclear nonsense, you could see natural gas, oil could go a little bit crazy. And then honestly, if you start to see the dollar continue to strengthen, they might go like short gold. Or no, sorry. Yes, yeah, they would go short gold, short silvers, things like that. There he is. What's good? What's up, team? How we doing? Woo! You guys are killing it today. It's good to see you guys all back in here. I know I see a lot of you guys every single day, but it's good to see the old faces over there. Hopefully some of you guys I'll see a little bit more of soon. I mean, man, those data points with Invictus and Pythagoras are just mind-blowing. It's a 5-minute cross. Yes. For Invictus, yes. Those were the 74.2% win rate was on the 5-minute Invictus. Crazy, man. So let's do a little bit more on the charts over here to make sure that you guys have some of these key levels going into tomorrow. So we are going to have a couple of levels on the SPY here that I do want you guys to kind of keep an eye out for. This one's been previously drawn. This is that 372.50. So we have our 372.50 down here. We could end up coming down, bouncing off this, coming back up. Again, you could end up seeing a little bit of a nonsense pop up to the region where this was bought up pretty significantly today. So we saw this happen twice. We saw the market come down very hard, bounce off this level right here, rally up pretty significantly, come back down, and also get bought back up here again. So we know this 380.30 level is one that is going to be defended. Let's see. On a crazy day, yeah, that was on a wild day. How many of the non-crossing alerts went profitable after the alert? A lot of times I'm out before the cross. Probably a lot of them, honestly, Jay Hawker. I'm out a lot of the time before the cross too. When I trade Invictus, I mean, it depends, but first real Invictus play was Apple this week. Unfortunately, sold them today before we were closed. Should have held a couple more. Good drop in the after hours though. Yeah, Natty. I mean, those Invictus plays, man, are filthy. They're nasty, man. I mean, I don't want to pull up I don't want to boast and flex on everybody right now, but pulling up the gains channel is just not great. It's crazy, man. Yeah, how are futures doing right now? That's what I want to look at right here. SPY down 0.56 to 3 or SPX basically down to 3784. 3784.9. Okay. Dollars up a little bit. Let's see. How are soybeans doing? Nothing crazy. Natural gas pretty flat. Oil pretty flat here too. It's getting interesting, man. It is getting interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm out a lot of the time on those Invictus ones. Again, I'm just looking for those. A lot of the time, I'm just hunting for those 10, 15% plays. If they run 20, 25, 30, fine. I mean, what are we doing here? We're trying to stack up those quick gains and put the power of compound interest on our side. Let's rip it up, man. 5% less than a minute, Shining Whiz. In a good way or a bad way? Let's see. And printed for the day. Attaboy. Attaboy. There you guys go. So looking at SPY here, I mean, it doesn't look great. Looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, you are going to have a little zone that could get defended from back here. This one. This zone could get defended. This little demand zone right here. So that's why we have this level drawn out right here as well. This 372.50. You saw it double bottom here. You saw it flash right here and start to rally back up. So this level has been defended a few times. So I would watch that 372.50 going into tomorrow to see what happens at that level. If you flash down below and hold, could be good way. Attaboy. You could be hunting for those new lows. Now, the other thing that I want you guys to think about here too is who's buying this? Who's buying the market right now? Invictus SPY play, dude, they are nasty. And again, if you guys have any other trades that you took today that you want to go over, we can go over those here as well. But yeah, it just, who's buying? Like, what institutional investor right now is like, yeah, I want to buy this? The hedgies. I mean, that's who we're talking about. The people who move markets. Yes. What are they doing? And how can we follow them into trades and see where they are looking to be interested in the market? Who is buying? Exactly. You have XEL 70 puts for late November. Had them a few days ago. Can't get the fill now. Multiple mornings when I'm showing huge gains. Thoughts? Okay, so mornings. Here's the thing, Clayton. XEL. Let's take a look at what this is. Energy. Okay, the volume on this thing today, 2 million. What's the puts for November? Yeah, the spreads on these are okay. This is why the open interest. This is you. Where is it? 70. This is you right here. Clean. How many contracts do you have? You have 3. Well, do you have 1? It's probably not more than 3. The open interest on this contract, which is essentially how many contracts are being held at any given time, is 3. The volume, how many contracts were traded today? 0. This is something that you guys need to, you have 2. Exactly. So this is what you guys have to understand. This is Clayton right here. Clayton is technically the market maker in this situation. He is holding contracts that hopefully somebody wants to come in and buy from him. Again, the real market maker will probably do it. There's a bid on the chain. There's always going to be a bid. The bid's 99% of the time is not going to be 0 on a contract like this. The problem here is, Clayton, is that next time when you're looking at things like this, we've talked about this in the Trader Joe videos. We've talked about this in the Pythagoras videos. You got to watch out for the spreads. You got to watch out for the spreads because you run into a situation like this where at market open, the most likely it's not the bid. It's probably the ask is the guy who has 1 contract is waking up, setting the ask super high. And it's making it look like your contract is up more than it actually is worth. It's like it's almost like spoofing, if that makes sense. They're spoofing the price on you, and it's showing up in your account, but it's not actually valued that. So that type of contract is going to be difficult to get out of. Now, I've had a couple of situations like this. He said he's up at the moment. Well, he probably is up at the moment. This thing is tanking. This thing's been coming down. If you look at this on the daily, look at this thing. Dead. Death candles. So, I mean, you could be up on this trade here, but again, it's going to be hard to get in and out. Another good example of this, sometimes if I like to see solar stocks starting to run, I'll trade end phase, but this thing is like, it's so like spread stock moves all over the place. It's a weird one, man. It's a tough one to kind of get a hold of. Let me see. DM Ohio, what's up, man? How you doing? Let's see. Oh my God, you guys are almost at 100 likes too. Damn. Thank you, team. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I avoid things days unless I can see there's a lot of bids both above and below my strike. Yeah, I mean, open interest and volume, it's really only going to mess with you on one, stocks that are fucking terrible to be trading, like low floats and stuff like that on the option chain, or sometimes that stocks with lower volume in general are going to have lower volume on the option chain too, which could lead to wider spreads. And let's see here. Solar's an interesting one. I mean, Enphase is only down what, half 0.05% today, down a little bit in the after hours here. That's an interesting one. How did UNG perform today? Yeah, natural gas is an interesting one. Let's see. Looks a bit shitty on the 4-hour here. All right, let's see. And then I think we have some more data. Oh my God. Jobs report tomorrow too, and leading economic indicators at 10. So jobs report tomorrow. Then Friday we're gonna get the S&P U.S. manufacturing PMI flash, S&P U.S. services PMI as well. So guys, I mean the week is not over yet. We have more data next week. Let's see what we have. More housing data, pending home sales, PCE price index, consumer spending. Yeah, next week's big too. Good evening, STV. Got 3 UVXE calls. Got rid of 1 on a limit, 1 stop loss. Still have 1.9 for this Friday. It's crazy volatile. Yeah, again, when you're thinking about stop losses, this is something that people don't necessarily understand that you guys need to. There's just some things that newer people to trading just it doesn't click, or it's something that you just don't realize. Even if you have a stop loss on a trade that you hold overnight and you gap over it, you're not getting filled. You're not getting filled. Might trigger it and you can get stopped out at what, 50%. Again, it's kind of useless if you're holding something overnight, unless you have a bunch of time on it and you can still kind of wait out these volatile moves and you enter into a position that's more going to mimic owning 100 shares of stock, if that makes sense. And let's see here. UNG's interesting. Lockheed's another interesting one. I didn't see how this did during Powell, but this is looking spicy on the 4-hour. Yeah, this thing got fucked around with Powell. I know you guys are playing some of these moves up here today. Again, that's a little bit risky, especially at open with Lockheed. Be careful with those. No wonder hundreds of contracts are following my limit sells around the market. Yeah. Just about to ask what data is next. Yeah. Yeah, Sam, I know you've been crushing it too, buddy. I mean, you guys have absolutely been killing it, dude. I mean, if you guys want to come in there, hop in with us, get the live streams every morning where I don't really go on crack as much, but we are locked in laser focus. So if you guys do want to hop in there with us, you guys know where to find us. The link's in the top. I just put it in the live chat for you guys too. Great community, man. Love you guys. Every single time I get messages from you guys that are like, hey, I'm buying this, I'm going on vacation doing this, DM Ohio, like the overall feedback from the community, man. It's unbelievable. It makes all the nonsense that we have to deal with all the time with like Twitter and shit completely worth it, because it's just funny to watch. You'll change your life if you stick to the rules. Pepe, appreciate that, buddy. Todd Bailey, what's going on, bud? You put 5%, should have put 10%. Got me out too early, but still profitable. Damn. Yeah, nice. ET. We can go over a trade that I took today too. Towards the end of the day. So I wanted to get something on SPY overnight for Friday, just a little fun play over there. And what I was essentially doing is I was playing the break of 380 here. I wanted to see that 380 break. Now, Gabe and I were hanging on a little bit more after the stream, and I was watching these moves over here in these rims. So let me see where I actually bought this contract and what I sold it for, because it was a 30% move on Fridays. I ended up selling them after hours too. So I ended up selling it when it came down a little bit lower. But I had some Friday contracts that ended up popping at the end of the day for like 30%. And I was like, I'm just done. Why am I holding this? 30%. Thanks. Thank you. The 1348 community is great. All for one, one for all. Yeah, that's really what it's all about, man. Our whole goal is making sure that people actually have the skills and the education to make money in this market and have the best tools to do so. And we're gonna continue to make everything better. It's already the best on the market right now, but we're gonna continue to just set the bar even higher for the things that we're gonna be putting out for you guys. I'm so pumped for all the stuff that we have coming out, dude. You know what I might do? Get some liquid IV. I haven't had this in like a couple days. It's just been sitting on my desk taunting me. What up, brother? Jehovah. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good evening. Had a really fun time with Powell over here. I mean, this was just fucking craziness today. And the funny part is that all you guys have this level right here, this 380.24, this 380 level on your charts from Gabe. What's the sentiment heading into tomorrow? I would say that it's going to be a little bit of a circus. So the reason why I say it's going to be a little bit of a circus is because you're still going to have to see what big money actually wants to do. So when you think about what large money institutions are, you can think whatever you want about them in terms of like, I don't like them. Whatever. Doesn't really matter in terms of making money in the market every single day. Doesn't. It's completely irrelevant. No matter what anybody wants to tell you, doesn't matter when you're reading charts. What matters is seeing where these institutions are actually going to be placing their orders and where they're going. Because they have the ability to move the markets. Go with the flow. Wow. That was liquid IV. I'm not smoking. See, that's the thing. I'm not smoking, I swear. So, made 16% on SPY puts at the beginning of Powell. Nice, man. So, the levels, I mean, you had it. I mean, you guys all have this on the charts. If you pull them up on the trading view, the charts that we give you guys, you had this level right here, this bounce level. Woo! That was a filthy one. That was a filthy one. Let's see. All right. Why are you live now? 1340 is still working good? Dude, it's awesome, man. It is phenomenal. I thought I want to bring back the lives at night, man. I like these lives. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to go for the next day. You guys can see me a little bit more. Today didn't really have time to put out a video, but we have time to do these lives over here, man. So we're gonna bring these back. We're gonna continue to have fun at night over here whenever we can, which is usually gonna be about 3 days a week. And then on Mondays is gonna be our private night stream. So if you guys miss me, you guys know where to find me. Again, every single day I'm live 8:45 to about 10:30 with our group over here. Let's see. Looking for 376 or SWY bounce or continuation down. No, actually, I'm looking for 372.50. If we're gonna actually have a sell, like a big sell-off tomorrow, I'm looking at 372.50 as the bounce level. Here's the reason for this. If you look at this, where is it? We're looking at this? Yeah, 4-hour time frame right here. Look at these levels right here. Sell off hard, bounces right back up. Sell off hard, bounces right back up. Kind of flashes this level here and bounces. And this is where the big run happens. When was this? July. Now, you haven't necessarily seen these levels contended with since now, until now. This was the last kind of frontier before we really flashed down to 362. So that level is going to be super important, and I'll be paying attention very closely to that 372.50 level tomorrow. Why don't you play 1348 on crypto and then use the profits for the market? Kyle, guess what? Maybe we can do that in these streams sometimes very soon. How about that? If it breaks 372, how bloody do you think it can get? Well, I mean, I would watch 370, and then you're really flirting with new lows. It's really not that far away at that point. Yeah, that is the plan, Kyle. I do want to start doing that with these streams too. We'll trade a little bit of crypto at some point. I just got to get it all set up. Cryptagoras. Ooh. Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline, guys. We like to set the tone for all the new stuff that we have coming out. We have so many ideas in the pipeline, and the great part is that all of the people that are coming out trying to do stuff similar to us, by the time they even get the stuff out, we've already released the next thing. So it's the stuff that we have in the pipeline is absolutely insane. I can't wait until you guys are going to see some of the cool things that we have coming for you guys in many different facets too. But I mean, this SPY move here is getting a little filthy, man. Paul, long days, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you too, buddy. Thanks for being a member. I appreciate that. Shout out to all the members of the channel. You guys are awesome, man. Sounds like a gang member. Cryptagoras? No. I'm pumped, dude. It's nuts. It's nuts. We're changing the game, man. I mean, that's our goal. That's our mission. Make sure that retail is taken over, which they are now. Retail is not supposed to be making money like this. The other thing is oh, this is something I noticed this morning too that I tweeted out for a second, that when I was looking at some of these SPY trades, I actually opened up the option chain and thought I clicked the wrong day. If that ever happens to you and the premium looks too high, it's because it is. We were coming into Powell. The premiums were wildly inflated. Wildly inflated. All right, let me fill up this cup real quick. I got to get some liquid IV. Stop staring at my background. I know it's nice. Stop staring at my background. I know it's nice. He's doing crack again. Let me see. Has anyone talked about UVXY or SQQQ? We could. I mean, they're going to be inverses and levered too, so they're going to be a little bit wonky. You got to be a little careful with them. SQQQ, I won't personally. I just won't touch with options. Just not for me. Any of those levered ETS, here's what you have to be careful about. The way that they lever them is through swaps and some different underlying derivatives. So it's like a derivative of a derivative. Like when you're trading options on them, you're trading the derivative of a derivative because it's deriving its price from something else that's deriving its price. And what they do is they reset them every single day. You're looking for the breakdown of Bitcoin pre-morning for the down. We can take a look at Bitcoin really quickly. I just personally will stay away from them. I've had a couple situations in the past where like VXX is broken. Let's see. The reset. Well, no, it's not like resets. It's just every single like day it'll flip around. So every single day it'll recalibrate and it messes with options prices. So it's not, you can day trade them. I just won't swing trade them. Bitcoin right here on the 4-hour just looks horrendous. This is just not looking great. If you're drawing trend lines, I mean, you have this one from here. You could draw it from here. There's a lot of nonsense you could do here. You could draw this trend line here. Overall, cross down doesn't look great. On the daily, if you're looking at this right here, I mean, Pythagoras would have caught this entire thing, or Cryptagoras would have caught this entire move down in crypto. I can't wait till we end up doing some stuff like that. You think Disney can make it to the 100 level on the daily? Let's take a look at Disney. But overall, crypto is not looking too hot. Looks like it has some more downside before it's going to bottom out. Actually, we didn't even see where it could go. What's this on? Daily? Disney, what are you saying? The $100 level? Yeah, that's not far. Yeah. Previous resistance, old support turning into new resistance right here, bouncing off resistance again. Yeah, I would say 100 is going to act like a magnet. Looking at this on the best charts ever. Yeah, you got this right here at 131. That's what I would target, $100.31 first. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I see a lot of you guys trying to start drama, and we're gonna say that right now. There's no nonsense. If you want to circle jerk each other and make a Kardashian episode, go to Twitter where it fucking belongs. We've told you guys many times. There's no nonsense. There's no drama. We are here for business. We are making money in the market. If that's not something that you're interested in, you can go somewhere else. But we're not playing that shit. We don't have enough time in the day and energy to be just spewing on just things that don't matter. Come on. We've gone over it many times. No drama. There is no drama. If you guys want to go create it, take it to Twitter with all the other dumbasses where it belongs. Can I look at FedEx? Yes. I can definitely look at FedEx. FedEx recently just absolute knife candle down on what was that? I think it was pulling guidance. I probably wouldn't touch this. Honestly, I probably would not touch this. Like if you were looking at this right here and you were playing this daily cross down, like let's say right here, August 26th, you're playing this daily cross down with 1348. Okay, you're probably taking some profits down here, made some free at this point. What kind of move down is this? Let's say you're playing, let's say October is probably where I would go with it. You're getting it on this candle. Let's see, that's a 6% move in stock, down $15. You're definitely making it free at this point. FedEx earnings tomorrow, I would expect a dud. They've already pulled guidance. I honestly would expect a dud out of FedEx earnings. Be careful with that. Be very, very, very careful with that. And again, guys, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button on the stream, helps out a whole lot over here. 5K squeeze. If you keep spewing, if you keep trying to do this drama stuff, I'm going to time you out and maybe I'll even ban you. You got to stop. Let's see. Why do you lift up your arms, itch your head, and pull up your sleeves when you read my text? What? But this play right here, I mean, this is a filthy cross. I mean, you're holding it through here and then just an absolutely filthy gap down, 31% move in stock. I mean, is this going to happen all the time on the crosses? No, but it shows you where to go. Every single time a big move happens in the market, you'll be able to see a cross. It's right in front of your eyes. Every single time. And this would have even been a Pythagoras play too, just funneling down here, death, death, death. So this is not something that's going to happen all of the time, but it does happen. We saw one with Roblox a few days ago. Look at Bowl. What's Bowl? Let's see. There's a little bit of no man's land here. Bolera. They recently had earnings. Revenue shock there. 37%. Damn. Broke. Oh, this is a new IPO. Huh. That's an interesting one here. I probably wouldn't touch this thing, especially for swings. I usually am only going to swing things that are either going to be a thesis based on a commodity thesis that I have or Pythagoras. Those are really the only two times I'll start to hold things overnight. Let's see. Thoughts on Costco earnings tomorrow? I would think that they're going to pull guidance. That's what I would say. They're going to talk about rising food prices. Well, you really want to look at the margins with those companies there. You really want to see where those margins are. Let me see. You're looking at it for a long-term hold? And Paul, thank you for the super, buddy. I really appreciate that, my man. You guys don't have to send those in if you don't want to, but I appreciate that. Well, I don't know what they do. Bolero. What the hell is this thing? Okay, we're going to go over a little bit of long-term stuff too. Profile. What do they do? Bowling centers? Yeah, no, thanks. Sorry. Sorry. Almost every single bowling alley that I've been to in like the past 5 years has been struggling. But here's how I'm going to look at long-term investments over the next 6 months. Yeah, 5K, just relax with the drama, buddy, where there isn't any. Just let's focus on what actually matters here. Making money in the market, dude. So here's kind of the thesis, and I want you guys to pay attention to this. I mean, this is not me saying what you should do. I don't even know if I'm actually going to do this yet. This is what I'm thinking about. So we know the Fed's going to be raising rates for the foreseeable future. We know that is not going to be an environment where stocks are going to be going up. It's going to be very hard for a variety of reasons. One, you're going to see fear in the market based on basically the market continuing to switch even further into the other territory. So fear is an element. And again, I think that fear and anxiety are stronger emotions that produce people to perform actions quicker than exuberance or FOMO might. So you'll see those moves down be a little bit quicker. Now, heading into the winter months, I really want to see where energy prices go and see what effect that has on CPI and the overall inflation environment and how that's going to affect the Fed's policy going forward. Unemployment's going to be another thing that I'm going to look at too, and the housing data to see where the housing market is headed. The last thing is midterms. You could potentially see a lot of mumbo jumbo political bullshit nonsense leading up into midterms, and then after, you see them kind of get things back on track. So, probably going to wait around midterms to kind of start making decisions if I want to recap my big portfolio and see what it's going to do. So, balance it off in terms of things that are down and things that are up, try to have a neutral tax liability, and then go from there. And then buy companies that I like long term. I'll probably go into the chips. There will be some other things that I like too that I'll have to do a little bit of a deeper look into as well. Santa Claus earlier, no? I don't know. Do I think FedEx has more downside? I think FedEx's earnings are going to be a dud. They've already kind of made the move. What's the reason for the move coming in now? It's not like they're going to come out with unbelievable news from like the past 2 weeks. Like, you think they've been able to turn around their business you could see more downside. I don't think it's going to be that aggressive though. I personally don't think it's going to be that crazy. It could be, but you never know. Earnings season. When are the banks reporting? Because that's when earnings season really kicks off. This is still like kind of last cycle earnings. When you want to get out of an option quickly, do you use a market order or a limit order? Okay, there's a very, very key difference between the two that you need to understand. When you use a market order, you are guaranteeing a fill, but you're not guaranteeing a price. So think about that. If there's a really, really tight spread, like if you're trading SPY, doesn't really matter because the spreads are going to be tight enough where the 1 to 5 cent spread isn't really going to hurt you that much unless you're trading like thousands of contracts. Now, think about it the other way, though. If you're trading a stock that's going to have slightly wider spreads, you're still guaranteeing a fill, but you're not guaranteeing a price. So you'll get out quickly, but you're not guaranteeing the price. You're saying whatever the market price is, fill me. I don't care. Get me out. Now, for limits, what you're saying is I want to get out at X price or higher. You're saying fill me at this specific price or higher, but no lower. So a limit guarantees a price, but not a fill. So you have to think about, can I go over Tesla? Of course I can. So you have to think about, am I more worried about getting out at the price that I want? Or is the spread tight enough where it doesn't really matter and I want to be quick enough at getting out? So it depends is really the answer there. But I hope that made sense. Tesla, let me see if I have any key levels on this thing. I mean, I do, but so Tesla, I'd watch 295. Tesla only, interesting here. Tesla down 2.5 today. Yeah, I mean, on the daily here, it looks like it's just rimming. So on the daily, you could see that test of 298.70 and then bing, right back up. If it slips the daily 200 or the daily 13 here, I think you could easily have some more downside. Throwing this on the charts that we give you guys over here that everybody's using and killing it with. You slip the 4-hour 13, you're bouncing off the 48 here. Yeah, MACD showing a little bit of less momentum on the histogram. RSI about to cross down below its moving average here too. You are seeing the ADX starting to try and pick up here. But this really isn't giving you an indication yet of where the trend is. Did I leave 1348? No, I would never do that. The amount of people that we're helping over there and the things that we have coming in the pipeline and where I see this thing going in the future, hell no. You guys don't even know the stuff that we have coming for you. It is ridiculous. And I mean, the stuff that we have coming, that we have right now is next level. Just nobody's ever seen stuff like this before. What happened at 1348? Nothing. If you guys want to hop in there and join me on the live streams every day, the link's in the top of the live chat team. This is, I mean, we got some crazy stuff coming. We have some awesome stuff right now. If you guys are kind of new to the stream right now, we gave an update to Invictus today. And out of, I believe, 62 alerts that it gave 46 of them were successful. It's a 74% win rate. I mean, the results speak for themselves. These people are taking control of their portfolios and really changing their lives. You want to join us? Awesome. You have some stuff I've never seen? Not like this, Jay. It literally pays for itself. That's true, bro. I mean, that's fair. That is a very fair statement. I know. I feel like DM Ohio is lurking in here. That absolute monster. I don't even want to know what DM Ohio made today. It's gonna make me feel bad. It's just gonna make me feel bad. Let's see. Crazy good predictions. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. In Axe, I'd have to take a look at exactly which ones there were. What's the Discord? It's linked in the top of the live chat over there if you guys want to check that out. Definitely pays for itself. Nice. Oh, Lou. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Well, let's see here. We got a few minutes left on the stream before we end up wrapping it up for tonight. Again, Tina. Remember Tina. Tina's going to come and fuck shit up in the market. Tina's a spicy lady, and she's going to come over here and just slap everybody in the face with some reality about the current situation that we are in. What changes were made to Invictus? I mean, we tweaked some things to make it basically more, what do you call it? Basically just more successful, just more accurate. Been watching you guys for a while. They're good people. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that, buddy. Teabag Tina. We'll have Rib Job Rita. Teabag Tina. Rita got kicked out. Rita was a spicy lady. But I really want you guys to understand the concept of Tina. There is no alternative. Because with bond yields the way they are, it creates a choice. Oh, this is an awesome example of this. 1348 changed my life forever. Luke, I appreciate that, buddy. That's the goal of it, man. And that's what we're trying to accomplish over here. And I want you guys to think about Tina like this. You missed the Tina convo? We're doing it again. So, guys, make sure you guys hit that like on the way in over here. It helps out a little bit with the algos over here, too. But here's the deal with Tina. Let's say that you have a significant other. Just girlfriend, fiance, whatever. Now, everything is going great. You're having a great time. Sex is great. Nice person. And then all of a sudden, she tells you that her first love is now back in the picture. Uh-oh. Anybody that knows that situation knows how dangerous that one can go. So now what happens? Well, there's a choice. There's uncertainty. Where's the money going to go? Is it going to go with the new one that's been great for a while? Or is it going to revert back to its old ways? That's Tina. She belongs to the streets. The bond market is, the bond market in this example is the first love, and the current whatever boyfriend, girlfriend is the stock market over the last 10 years. That's the example here. But let's see. Oh, I missed the super. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Sweet, what's your opinion on the sell ape to buy AMC thing? I've already given my opinion on the ape thing. Everybody lost their fucking mind. So if you guys don't want to hear logic, I mean, you guys can do whatever you want at this point. All you have to know about ape is that your equity position in AMC has been moved to something that's now dilutable, and you have to make the decision whether or not you are okay with paying AMC's debt. That's all it is. If anybody wants to combat that with any logic, I'm all for it, but you won't. So yeah, again, I want to make sure that you guys have the actual tools to make money in the market all the time. Can it go? Yeah. Is it going to fuck around for a while? Yes. Is the market going to help it out right now? No. So in the meantime, we're going to continue printing, man. But thank you for the super. I appreciate that. Don't be scared to give opinions. Most people are sheep. It's true. That's true. Most people are still holding AMD long term. Yep. I still have it. Again, remember my average is 12. It's around 12. I don't know exactly what the average is. I know it's around 12 though. So yeah, I'm still holding it. Thoughts on futures right now? What are they doing? I know they were down about 0.5% last time I was. Oh fuck. Okay, 0.76 now on the SPY. Yeah, I mean they're not looking good. But again, I personally don't really put that much on futures. They can always reverse by the morning. Things can always go in the other direction. People like to say that they give an indication. I mean, I've seen them do so many wild things. Like I've seen them down over 1% and come back wild green the next day. So I don't watch them too much, but yeah, they're not looking too great right now. He cries daily in the shower over AMD. I wish I sold at 160. So much money. It's fine. Again, that account is still in a great position. It's not like it's going to be fine. That's kind of the mindset that you have to think about for long-term holds. If you like the company long-term, you're already green. It's like, let it go, man. But Tina, back to Tina. Get ready for watch bond yields. If bond yields continue to go higher with this market environment, there's going to be a real big choice there of where money is going to flow. And it's going to be a little bit difficult to see because if a lot of money starts to flow back into the bond market, enough so that you're seeing bond prices come up, they're bidding them up, rates will actually come down and mess with what we're looking at a little bit. RTX, Raytheon. Yeah, Raytheon, Lockheed, how'd these do this morning? Then we're probably going to wrap it up for the nut. Ooh, Raytheon on the daily is looking horrendous right here. Jesus. Yeah, this thing was down about 1%. If you start to see more escalation out of the Russian-Ukraine conflict, and again, remember, like we said in the beginning of the stream, watch out for more like nuclear weapon talk coming over the next few weeks. You might see uranium start to make some of these moves. If you start to see those headlines come through, watch CCJ, Quad U, Raytheon, Lockheed, and NOC. Those are going to be the ones that you want to watch for when that type of news comes out. But all right, guys. So that is going to wrap it up for tonight. We are going to do another one of these tomorrow night too. We're probably going to be starting at around 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys do want to come back to some of these and you did like them, again, I'll see you guys later. Again, hit that like button on the way out. And if you do want to come to those live streams tomorrow, get all the curriculum videos, all of the algorithms, Trader Joe, Invictus, Pythagoras, live streams. We got some crazy other stuff coming for you guys too in the month of October. So get ready. But yeah, if you guys do want to hop in there with us, the link is in the top of the live chat there. And I'll throw it in there again before you guys leave. Again, you guys see all the people that are having a lot of success with it. You guys do want to hop in there with us? You guys know where to find us. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's have an awesome day again. Make some more money because that's what we're all here to do. Other than that, watch that 372.50 level on SPY. Peace.